Melania Trump stepped into the White House foyer and tried to do what Trump world always does when a scandal gets too loud. Deny, reframe, and sprint to the nearest camera. But this one hit different. Because when Melania popped up on April 9, 2026 to deny ties to Jeffrey Epstein, deny that Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, and deny she was ever on Epstein's plane, she did not bury the story. She revived it. She's keeping Epstein alive. Reuters and AP both report that the speech was a rare public intervention meant to shut down what she called lies. Instead, it shoved the whole Epstein mess right back into the spotlight. Why now? AP's big question after the speech was exactly that: why now? There was no single massive new Melania-specific revelation forcing her out there that day. The likely triggers were the continued Epstein file fallout, renewed attention to old photos, and resurfaced contact with Ghislaine Maxwell. That is why the speech felt less like confidence and more like preemptive damage control. And then came the kicker. Reports said even Donald Trump claimed he didn't know about the statement beforehand. That is either chaos, distance, or theater. None of those options scream everything is fine. Now let's separate documented overlap from wild internet sludge. Documented overlap? Yes. There is a dated Getty image from February 12, 2000 showing Donald Trump, Melania Naus, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell together at Mar-a-Lago. That is not fan fiction. That is a real photo. There is also renewed attention to a 2002 email exchange involving Maxwell that Melania dismissed as casual correspondence. AP and other outlets also noted social photo overlap from that era. So no, the whole story is not made up. The overlap is real. The social circle is real. The discomfort is earned.
Now here is where people mash everything together and lose the plot. For Donald Trump, Reuters reported in December 2025 that newly released Justice Department material included a prosecutor email saying Trump flew on Epstein's private jet 8 times in the 1990s. That means Trump on the jet is not just rumor. There is documented reporting behind it. For Melania Trump, I could not verify the same thing. Current reporting repeats Melania's denial that she was ever on Epstein's plane or island, but I did not find verified flight logs or passenger records placing her on the jet. That part remains alleged, not confirmed. That distinction matters, because Trump allies want to pretend everything is fake. Trump critics sometimes collapse every allegation into proven fact. The reality is uglier and messier. Donald's jet history is documented. Melania's alleged jet presence is not verified from the evidence I found. Then you get to Michael Wolff, the chaos merchant who keeps lobbing grenades into this story. Wolff linked material, including a house-hosted PDF reproducing a Daily Beast report, says Epstein claimed that Trump first slept with Melania on Epstein's plane. That is where a lot of the Melania on the Lolita Express chatter comes from. But again, that is an Epstein claim relayed through Wolff-related reporting, not the same thing as independently verified logs. So does Wolff have more? Yes, he has more allegations, more controversy, and more legal smoke around this whole saga. Does that automatically equal proof? No, and pretending otherwise is how people get sloppy. This is why Melania's statement was such a risky move. Instead of closing the story, it reopened every ugly file drawer. The Mar-a-Lago photo, the Maxwell email, the disputed introduction story, the plane rumors, and Trump's own verified jet history.
Then today the fallout got bigger. House Oversight Chair James Comer said hearings with Epstein victims will happen, echoing Melania's own call. That means her attempt to distance herself may have helped push the scandal back into congressional oxygen. Survivors also pushed back, saying the burden should not be dumped on them again. So congratulations. The cleanup tour became a fresh news cycle. Here's the bottom line Trump world hates. Melania can deny. She can threaten lawsuits. She can say the Maxwell email was trivial. She can say Epstein did not introduce her to Trump. She can say she never flew on the plane. But she cannot erase the documented social overlap, the real photo trail, the email trail, or the fact that Donald Trump's own Epstein jet rides are now part of the record. So the real scandal is not that her speech proved everything. It didn't. The real scandal is that her speech reminded everyone there was plenty already there to keep asking questions. This was not a clean exoneration. It was a glossy, high-heeled emergency landing. Subscribe, share, and comment below, because when the denial is this dramatic, the timeline usually has teeth.